Hi little skeletons, it is Disney Queen Skelly here. So at time of recording is currently April 26th. And yesterday, April 25th, hubby and I got our very first COVID vaccination. Now, here's a little story for you guys. Obviously, the first round of vaccines went to people who were older or at most risk for catching COVID, which was back in December when they started the injections. Finally, as of, I think it was April, oh my goodness, when did they start doing it for us? I think it was like sometime during the last week of April that they started doing the 16 and older group. And hubby and I got the Othina app, which is where you're able to make your reservation. And we finally, we were looking, and the first thing we saw was something that just wasn't available, so we were like, ah, shit. So we didn't really think to look that often, and I think it was just because we forgot. The day we were going to the Boysenberry Festival with Harley Baby, she had mentioned that the day before she had gotten her vaccine, her first vaccine. So I was like, really, you did? How did you manage to get an appointment? And she goes, well, I didn't get an appointment. My mom told me that there were openings at the Costco in Norwalk, and I was able to go have my dad drive me so I could get the first vaccine. Because there were like 30 more vaccines that they needed to give out by the end of the day, and just, no one made appointments, so she went. And she goes, I'm so glad my dad took me because it was such in a ghetto part of Norwalk. And I was like, oh my god. I was thinking, okay, well maybe hubby and I can get a date on the Othina app. So we were looking, and sure as shit, there was stuff available for the OC Fairgrounds. There was stuff available for just basically a lot of places. The next day, I believe when we picked up Harley Baby, actually, we sat in the car for a bit, and we selected the Pfizer shot that they were giving out at the Santa Ana College. And the only reason why we picked, say, the Pfizer shot over the Moderna shot is because the Moderna shot you have to wait 4 weeks to a month to get the second shot, and the Pfizer one you only have to wait 3 weeks. And I'd rather only wait 3 weeks than like a month, like 4 weeks to 5 weeks. We make a reservation for 1:15 at Santa Ana College. Now we get the email, and the email says that we have to go off of Bristol Street instead of going off of 17th Street. I wasn't sure really what to do, so I had my dad take us. And as he was driving us, we were able to find out that instead of making the right onto 17th Street, we just had to go straight onto Bristol, and then they'd guide us through the whole thing, which they did a really good job at. They had cones set up, they had tents set up, it was basically so organized. And then we got to where we were supposed to show the QR code, which we didn't know there was a QR code. All we had was like our code, like the letter stuff, and that was, I guess, fine. So we walked past and we went to where they had to ask you a series of questions just to make sure that, they show your ID and all that jazz, just to make sure that you're good enough, well, not good enough, but that you're basically able to get the shot. And I didn't know that we could have done this on the Othina app before going, because we got this yellow sticker that said we were going to be good to go in terms of getting the shot. And then there was a yellow circle, which was going straight to the clinic. And I guess that meant you basically did everything on the Othina app, but we didn't. So we went to, the person with the iPad who was getting down our information. She was so nice, and it was so funny. She was cracking jokes with us. And then we finally got in line. Now the line looked extremely long, but that was incredibly deceptive. The line itself was not that long. It took us maybe 15 minutes, and I was super nervous because, ironically enough, I hate needles. I hate shots. Tattoos, no problem. Shots, yeah, don't even get me started. When I got the shot, when we were getting in line to get the shot, I was super fucking nervous. I was I can't, I'm so scared, I'm so scared. So finally we walk in, and it was in one of the classrooms. And they told us to stay hydrated because I think maybe one of the side effects was dehydration or fainting or something like that. So we finally get into the classroom, and she was like, okay, who's going first? I'm like, me, fucking me. So I sit down. She goes, which arm would you like it in? I said, my left arm, I'm right arm dominant. So she had me turn the chair around. I sat down, and she goes, okay, are you ready? I said, just stick it in me. And I guess she was having issues finding where to put the shot for me because of my tattoos, because I have scar tissue. And it's kind of harder to, gauge, it's harder to give a shot with scar tissue. So she found a little space in between my abuelito tattoo and my Fall Out Boy tattoo, and she just stuck the needle in. It honestly just felt like the smallest pinch. It didn't feel like anything else other than the smallest pinch. We got, bandaged up, and then they had us wait 15 minutes to see if there were any side effects. And we were fine. Went to my dad's car, came home, had some lunch, I took a nap because one of the side effects I think is drowsiness. and then we ate dinner. After my nap, that's when my arm started to get sore, because your arm doesn't get sore until like the day after. And granted, right now, it's still pretty sore. But yesterday is when it like really started to get sore, and I was like, what the hell? And that's what my dad said. He was like, it shouldn't be that sore. Like, mine got sore the next day. And Harley Baby said the same thing. I was like, I don't know why. My arm's just sore today. And I don't know if that was maybe one of the side effects that happened the day of or something like that. I have no idea. Hubby and I are now vaccinated. He's currently at work at time of recording, and his arm just got sore, so poor thing. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. If you guys have gotten your first or your second vaccine, let me know how it went in the comment section down below. I will be updating you guys when we get the second vaccine after May 16th. Have a great day, little skeletons. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Stay safe, and I love you guys.